Welcome to the Wicked Radio Network.
Don't move, man. Don't move. But it's like them old reflexes coming back.
Recorded to you live from the waiting room at Dr. Melfi's office. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. I'm your host. My name is Bill Sweeney. As always, I got my teammates here. I got Dom right here next to me.
What up? I actually got introduced this week.
You like that, right? And giggling over there, that's Brother Bob on guitar.
Hey everyone, what's up?
And special treat this week, got my brother Tom in here. That's it. I've gotten them all, folks.
I'm in a Sweeney sandwich over here.
Right here. One more, and that's it. You would have been squeezed out.
Really.
You just been like, I'll go home. You guys
I don't feel welcome here.
Yeah, 40 is too much. So, well, Tom's here this week. We all kind of went and saw Black Mass with Johnny Depp. And we're going to get into that in a little bit. That's pretty much going to be like the back half of the episode. But, we got the regular bits to get to up front. Just a real quick official business is just want to remind people that one of the things that we love most is if you listen to us on iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. That's probably something, if you've heard podcasts before, that they're all begging for. And we are too. So if you happen to want to do that, that'd be great. That'd be great. We're like a 5-star show. No way. Nothing from the crew. They doubt it.
This is episode 19, by the way. We're
19.
Almost at 20.
Almost at 20. Wow. This show's got more episodes than you got years, buddy.
It's true.
Two more episodes, and you can drink legally.
Maybe we should do a drinking show.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh God, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Kind of like that TV show about the drunk history.
Yeah. We'll just do drunk podcasting. We'll just do a rec.
There you go.
Let's do a rec. So Tom's here. Tom.
Hey, how
everybody doing? Say hello. Say hello to the people.
Doing? Nice to be here. Great to be here.
Finally got to see
finally on the show.
Only took us 20 episodes, to get around the family.
Right.
I figured we didn't want to embarrass ourselves too much,
No, not embarrassed. No embarrassment.
You know what I mean? It's a very humble setup we got going here. And
what are you talking about? This is top of the line.
This is top of the line
in my eyes.
It's the best show you ever been on.
Best one I ever been on.
I like that. We're gonna have
best
to
equipment, best setup, best arrangement. Everything else I've been on, definitely below this level.
But the crew,
not so good. The food and beverages.
Oh, up to par with me.
We had some French vanilla for you.
Have my French vanilla cream, and that's all I care about.
Really, all right, that's good. That's good.
It'll hold me.
I'm scoring points already. That's all right. All right, so I guess what we can do is we can jump into some email real quick, or we can. What do you want to do first? You want to give Tom his quiz, or
let's do some emails first?
All right, we'll do some emails. We'll put Tommy on the spot in a little bit.
Quiz.
Warm up for it, Tom. So that's the sound.
He's stretching out here.
That's the sound of the email tune.
My brain is stretching, wondering what questions will I be asked.
All right, so from the email pit, we got a little bit from Ed as usual. And we got one from Agent Palmer.
Oh.
So Tom doesn't know, but in the last episode we did, at the very end, because I'm always thinking about, what are we going to do with this show? How are we going to brand it? What am I going to do different, I was like, well, maybe we need a mascot, Maybe we need like a little goofy cartoon character or something, Okay. So one of our regular listeners, we only have officially 2, well 3, because I ran into Mike, and he's been listening. But hello, Mike. So with that,
you now owe him $2,000.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I remember.
I owe 4.
He was asking for.
You want $2,000 because I mentioned that he had a grill. Basically, is what it came down to. Mike was like, "You owe me $2,000."
I think every time you say his name,
he
gets 1 G.
Shit, I'm up to like 12 G's right now. Then I said his name like 3 times.
We shouldn't fucking say his name then.
All right, that's it. It's a moratorium on that.
Well, I don't think Dom and I owe him anything if we say his name.
Oh,
maybe we should
that's
say
definitely
okay.
Nice,
that'll be the loophole.
So much for the team. So much for going for a team. So
that's why the team gets around having to pay him $2,000 every time someone.
Yeah, I figured it out. So anyway, here's 8 ridiculously obvious mascots that you should pass on, but one good one. That's the name of this email. Okay, so he's got Wombat. This is from Agent Palmer.
Okay.
He's got Wombat on the top of the list, but we said Wombat.
I did.
The Wicked Theory Wombat. Mm-hmm. All right, but he's also got the Weasel, Wallaby. I don't even... Could you pick out a wallaby out
I
of the
don't know.
lineup?
I thought that was a ball.
Wallaby if you saw it?
I thought that was a drunk Australian.
I thought it was some kind of shoes. All I knew was from Wu-Tang. I got my wallaby shoes. Whale.
Crikey.
You know, I don't know, but a whale doesn't have enough characteristics. Wolverine, I think that's copyrighted.
Yeah.
The woodchuck? No? Anybody? No? Worm? The Wicked Theory worm?
Eh.
Yeah. Okay, then it's always like you can go where, like, werewolf or
I like the
werecat or
W
something.
theme. Yeah,
I like that he's going with the alliteration, but then he's got
Right.
one more for serious thought, and he's saying go with a croc or a gator, because they're supposed to be living underground in New York City, and it's one of those crazy urban legends, and given your show, crazy urban legend seems to fit right in. So, and even though you aren't in the city, fuck it, you're close enough to house refugee crocs and gators that escaped the city. He was kind of right. You know, we got all this marsh.
Probably a few
Well, technically we are part of the city, but
Well, we got
we're
some
not-
marshland,
we're not
I'm
city.
saying. But we could raise gators
Yeah.
out here, I think. Like, if you were going to raise them
Absolutely.
anywhere, you'd raise them out here.
Definitely.
Yeah, the city
They would like Staten
Island
Island more than they would Brooklyn.
with
or Queens.
a nice little lake right in the middle of it.
Oh, you mean the old garbage dump?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Radio. I got it. The Wicked Theory radioactive.
Yeah, I like it.
There you go. I was coming there too with you. I'm like, they're going to grow to huge proportions out in that dump.
How about the Toxidile?
The tops of
That's almost as good as St. Cominic.
Wicked Theory Toxidile. There you go.
All right, so that's basically what he's got. He said, that's my suggestion, whether you use the gator or croc or go full length with crocodile or alligator. It's completely up to you. Long-time listener and tweeter, first-time emailer, Agent Palmer. So thanks for sending that one in there, Agent Palmer.
We can always, we always combine both and make a crocagator.
Crocagator. I like Toxidile better. I think Toxidile, because you can play with that. You can,
you get that whole sewer theme feel.
Well, it's funny, is like in my head, the first thing I saw was that the sewer cap could have the nice
WT.
But I don't
TPC
think-
across the
Right.
top of the sewer cap.
The new circle one.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of a thing.
I don't think
Yeah.
everybody listening understands that Staten Island is the biggest dump
On the planet.
On the planet. So that's
Well-
why we're going with the toxic theory.
Well, what they need to know is that we buried it. So
did
everything's
bury it.
fine now.
Yeah.
We put a layer of
Politicians
soil.
buried it. and
it's like it's never.
they want to
it's
put a
never there.
park on top of it that you can have
it's
your
not
kids
there.
play on the swings.
Yeah,
and all
yeah. There's
that.
not already the highest cancer rate in New York City.
Yeah,
on Staten Island.
Travis,
Just don't
Yeah.
let the kids play around the methane exhaust pipes that are coming
it.
from
Let
underground.
them-
Don't
Let
but
the
don't
vent
let-
pipes. Don't play on the vent
Well,
pipes.
they're not going to want to have the kids over near there because all the stoners are going to be hanging out by the
be huffing on the
methane.
That sounds a lot more likely. All right, so from Ed.
Heads.
So from Ed, I pulled a few of them.
Ed, man.
You know, to avoid the tragic situation we had last week with the emails.
Yes.
I
You
decided
printed them out.
I printed them out ahead of time to avoid further catastrophe. And I was telling because Ed actually popped
Episode 19, and Bill has been prepared once.
once. That's not true at all. I was prepared for at least one other episode, probably, maybe.
I actually called him earlier and said I need to do a little research, and he was like, "What do you mean? When you get here?"
It sounds like,
I'm like,
what's research?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I just meant like more towards like, what do you wanted to bring something cool, but because I knew you wanted to look something
all
up.
David brought was a six-pack.
That's it.
He came prepared for what he needed to have.
Yeah, this is
you know
true.
What I mean? He
That's his
came-
nerve. That's his nerve juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs one or two.
He was loosened up by the end of it. By the end of it, he was like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
could have went another hour." And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, "We're at an hour and 20. I
Because you
think we
just
could."
started right now.
Yeah. So Ed's emails go like this. He goes, "Gentlemen, as always, what is the greatest motivational speech in the history of cinema?" Ed hits us with these heavy ones.
Such a great question.
That's got to be for me. That's got to be
Bobby's the
the
oldest.
speech
He might-
in
You got a lot to choose from. You got military movies, sports movies.
What was the hockey movie?
Miracle.
Miracle.
Yes,
No?
that's what I was going to say. Miracle.
Wow.
Wow, me and Bob agreed on
I
that.
was just going to say the
That's
same
the one
thing.
Robert
That's
Lowe was in?
amazing.
No?
Was that?
No, that's no.
I missed it.
That's Youngblood.
Youngblood.
That's
Youngblood.
Youngblood. I thought he was
But Miracle with Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, yeah.
One of my favorite
yeah.
movies. And that speech in that movie is
speech
actually...
like, even if you don't like the rest of the movie, you have to shut the hell up, sit down, and watch that speech.
That was word for word the exact
Period. That
speech
speech that he gave. Yeah.
Herb Brooks gave to that team in
and
1980.
I
So,
think I could rip down the Great Wall of China after hearing that speech.
I agree.
You know, it's like, ugh.
I don't know if it's not really a speech, but the end of Stripes when Bill Murray comes out with his unit and they finally get their full marching routine down and it's like, oh, look at these assholes, they finally got some shit together. I feel like something about that speaks to me. Like, just once we'll get it together. and it will be really cool for like a minute, and then he'll still yell at us.
Maybe that should be the official movie of the show.
Right.
That's all motivational warm-up.
That's a good movie, though. That's a funny
That's a
movie.
good one. So his next question, gentlemen, what is the over-under on how many movies in 2016 will feature a scene where the Golden Gate Bridge is heavily damaged or destroyed altogether? And I gotta say, I was gonna throw it to Dom in a minute anyway because I know he went to see Maze Runner. But before we get to that, isn't the Golden Gate Bridge also destroyed in the Maze Runner?
I'm not really sure. I thought it was. I couldn't really tell what bridge it was, really.
Okay, but there's definitely a shot
it's
of
so
the bridge.
destroyed.
It's
that
so destroyed. It may not even be the Golden Gate.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like the Golden Gate. They just love to break it.
Yeah, I'm just on that same kind of thing. I'm thinking now. I'm wondering, really. You think Hollywood might be full of conservatives that hate all the liberals that live in San Francisco?
No, I think it's just made from everybody. Like, if more people were making movies in New York, it would be more destruction of New York, I think. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, what can we break?
There's a lot of people
And then you look around and all of a sudden out the window, there's a Golden Gate Bridge. We can blow that again.
They don't
Well, that's
really make them
why-
all that much now in California. They're doing them all in Toronto.
Well, that's true, too.
true.
That's true, too.
Vancouver, Toronto.
So you could just pick anything.
But Americans don't know any landmarks in Canada. We're like, is there a tree? Is there a particular tree that they
why
like?
The only
That's why they
landmark
shoot
I know in
Canada.
Canada is the thing in Toronto.
Is the
That big
spire?
the big building that kind of looks
The Golden
like
Gate Bridge.
well in film, yeah.
No, basically. It's some
like-
kind of needle?
Yeah, it's like a needle. So it kind of resembles the thing that's in Seattle.
Okay,
But
okay,
it's a little bit
Space
different.
Needle?
Yeah.
It's similar
Looks
to
a
that.
little
I
bit
can't remember. Because it's Canadian. I can't tell you what the name of it is.
Yeah, I've been there before. I don't remember the name.
We do not sponsor the Canadians on the show. All right, so gentlemen, another one from Ed. Because he's always got short ones. And actually, I'm trying to clean out the box because Ed's got about 12 of these
Ed
short
wanted to know
emails.
the over-under. So what's the
What's the
line?
over-under?
What's the
That's a
over-
sports reference. I don't even get
Well,
that.
over-under is like, what's like the threshold? What do you think, like,
Okay.
how many, like...
Okay, so out of
You think
all
it'll be
the
more
movies,
than this number or less than this number?
I think it's going to be more than half, but less than a third. See, I'm not good at math either. People, if you're a regular listener, you
More
know
than
these
half,
things.
less than a third of all movies made in 2016. Is that what you're saying?
I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just making shit up.
I would
But look,
It's an eighth of a
Of all the
16th,
movies-
two-thirds of a quarter, right?
well, okay, we'll put it like this: of all the apocalyptic movies that'll come out in that year, I'll say half of them
Golden Gate Bridge, that's
have
the one by
a
San
bridge
Francisco?
destroyed in it.
Well, he's asking specifically, though, the same.
I know, but I can't.
Well, I was going to say, all right, if,
Well, how would you
I was going to
do
say
it?
if there's going to be 4 disaster movies made next summer,
Mm-hmm.
I would say 2 of them
Okay,
are going to feature the Golden Gate Bridge getting destroyed
Okay.
or having been destroyed.
half is what you're saying.
Right. So
Half of
for
all.
me, that would be the over/under, like 50%.
Okay.
So 2. So anything above 2 would be taking the over.
I'm with the
Anything
under.
Okay.
I think Tommy
Okay.
thinks it's going to be less than that.
I'm gonna go
You think-
with the under also because I think if it's 4 movies, probably only one of them is gonna have it.
Okay, and besides, maybe by that point, people will be catching on in studios and be like, "Oh, we should probably destroy something else."
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why they got.
Yeah.
Now, if you
London's
say
own.
bridges in general,
I mean,
Pretty
what-
much.
yeah.
I'm talking about a lot more.
Right. Yeah. Well, what do we have coming out next year? We have any Marvel movie coming out?
Next year, yeah, there's
Yeah.
a few. There's quite a few.
There's a few, but I mean, it's like I don't know.
so-
We got Doctor Strange.
Well, that's the thing I was gonna say
Deadpool.
before though was that
Now remember, we had
Just in Marvel alone.
with Marvel though you see a lot more destruction of New York City than California because of Marvel's roots.
yeah. Although it
Because
wasn't
Marvel's roots are in New York.
yeah,
So
although it wasn't Ant-Man Oakland,
yes,
yeah,
that is California. Yeah.
I like the Ant-Man.
which is just
I
on
like
the other
that,
side
man.
of San Francisco.
I have
There
to
you go.
see Ant-Man.
It's the next door city.
I mean, it was good, right?
I guess it was my latest comic book themed movie.
Sure,
I guess. Is
sure.
that
Yeah,
what
It's good though,
absolutely.
right?
It's a good little family movie.
Was it Marvel made? I'm not
Yeah.
even sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I seen
no.
it. It was
That's a
good. I
Marvel
like
comic.
that actor who played that role. He's kind
Yeah.
of funny, kind of serious, and never caught the comic in my life. I don't know
No,
if
no,
you even had it,
no,
but
yeah. Well, I did.
I
and all that,
definitely
but-
enjoyed the movie. A little something. Of course, we
definitely-
took the kids there for it, but ended up being the adults liked it too because
Sure,
even Desiree
Sure.
liked it.
That was
Right,
actually
And,
that's what we said about the movie. It was going to be a perfect movie to take the kids to. Parents
Right.
will enjoy it.
Right.
And,
And Paul Rudd happens to be, he's kind of a pretty good actor. He's not one of the most amazing for my type of thing, but I do
Right.
go to movies because
No,
of him.
he was very capable in the role. He did it well, I think,
Right.
overall. I mean, so
Right.
Right. Gentlemen, next question. Is anybody excited for the Galaxy Quest series that might come to Amazon? Like, was anybody so into Galaxy Quest?
Not really.
No? Okay.
Galaxy Quest, when it came out, because I'm a sci-fi guy, I went and saw it.
Right.
I wasn't impressed with it in the theater.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like even then it was like, what, $9 to get in the movie? I felt like I should have got like $3 back. This is like 90s.
Oh, okay. Films changed since then. I'm just saying. But I didn't even know there was a Galaxy.
I just want to put that out there that should be a thing. That, like, if you don't like the movie, it's like, just give me $3 back.
You don't have to give me all my money back. Just give me like a percentage. You know what I mean?
I'll admit to actually being here, and there's value in that. But,
right.
But, you know what? All right. So
that's a no. I think you. Right? Yeah. So then, gentlemen, this one's a decent one. Would you take the red pill or the blue pill from The Matrix? Now, as a reminder, here's how the line goes.
I don't remember.
There you go. I couldn't remember either exactly. So you take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill and you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. So if you were to take the red pill, you would take Neo's journey, learn about the Matrix, the real story of the world. Or would you have rather... That doesn't mean you're going to get to be Neo in this scenario, okay?
Well, no, if it was,
you were going to get to be Neo, we would all just take a handful of red pills.
If Morpheus is asking me...
Yeah.
Right?
Just in general.
Well, I'd have to take the red pill. Knowing me, I got to know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, don't tease me with a secret that big.
I agree.
So I'd have to take... I'd be like, dude, just give me the red pill.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I got to know, so just give me...
No staying in the Matrix, no one staying in the perfect... dream world.
Although I could end up later on being like, what's his name, who wanted to go back in?
It's like staying in, like,
staying in the Matrix,
not knowing that it's all a machine, staying like hooked up to the battery, as it were, in that movie.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've been confused with that red pill, blue pill. Facebook has people saying the red pill means something different, and the blue pill means $10 million.
Well, careful.
Would you take the blue pill?
Yeah, right.
So, in theory, I'd probably go for red pill.
Yeah, I think that's the
I've always chose the hard way anyway. In life, seems like.
Well, that wraps up the emails. I want to thank Ed and Agent Palmer for sending us some emails.
Thank you.
Yes, Scott, thank you.
And if you at home would like to be adored by us for sending an email, you can actually send an email to podcast@wickedtheory.com. We will definitely read it. We will definitely read it on the show. So next up is Meanwhile. That's where we kind of go over stuff people saw. Now we kind of hinted at it a little bit. Dom saw Maze Runner over the weekend.
Maze Runner 2.
Maze Runner 2.
So
how was it? Was it Maze Runner still running?
It was amazing.
Was it amazing?
No. I actually just saw the first one like last week.
Oh shit!
For the first time, I really never had any interest in it because I heard that it's like a Hunger Games type of thing.
Right.
And I fucking despise the Hunger Games.
Okay.
But the first one was really good. I liked it a lot.
Wait, how long? The first one?
The first one came out like a year or two ago, I think.
Okay.
Maybe probably
cable. It's running on cable now. Was that
starring who? What is it?
The main
it's a movie,
actor
not a series, right? It's
movie, right?
It's based off a book series called Maze Runner, and all like
it's all young actors.
Yeah, and Dylan O'Brien. I don't know if you know who he is. He's the main character in that. But it does kind of have that Hunger Games type of feel.
Right.
In the first one.
Right.
But this second one was like
totally
zombie apocalypse. Like not to spoil anything. Like that's like what the whole thing is about.
Right. Once they get past the maze, because it's not for nothing. But you see one commercial, you kind of figure that out.
So I take it everybody here seen Hunger Games.
I've seen some of them.
I saw the first one and I just hated it. So
No, okay.
Well, I've seen the first one. I did.
But so the whole gist of the first movie is that these kids are in this maze, stranded, and they get these supply drop-offs once a month from this company called Wicked, and
what?
Yeah, they fucking didn't even ask us.
No,
and with each supply shipment, what?
Sounds like fighting words.
Well, with each supply shipment, they send up a new kid.
Right.
So,
okay. The new kid on the block turns out to be
the main character.
How? What?
When does that happen?
That's so normal and regular for a movie.
So, turns out that this whole maze thing is not a coincidence. It's just they've been put there like as a test by this like government agency, which is called Wicked, and it's like kind of like the world's ended. The sun kind of scorched like the entire world. So like the world is like a big desert,
Right.
and there's like only like certain locations throughout the world that are like really you're able to live on. So this maze that they're in is in this big facility, and there turns out to be like hundreds of other mazes with hundreds of other kids in it.
So why are they doing this to the kids, man?
So there's this infection that's out there, just like The Walking Dead.
Sure.
That everyone pretty much turns into a zombie.
Right.
Anyone born after a certain year, pretty much, is immune to the virus. So they're keeping these kids on like a secluded area, so to like ensure that they're all healthy and everything, so that they could take their blood and inject it like into all the people that are older to keep like the society kind of continuing. So in the second movie, they escape like this facility that they've been put into after they're taken out of the maze, and they're kind of just running around in like the scorch, as they call it, which is just like big barren desert land. And
so now they're free running.
Pretty much, they're not running in the maze; they're free running now.
The free runners.
Yeah. So they end up getting caught again by
good, bad. What's the deal, man?
And it's good. I like it. The second one was alright, but the first one was much better. But it's
got to be a love story somewhere in there, right?
Absolutely, there's a love story.
It has to hit something, tap something. Want to hit something, tap something.
At that age, yeah, definitely.
Well, they kind of dodged it in the first movie.
Now she's in debt
because that's what I had heard about the first movie, and I liked that because they dodged it. You know what I mean?
And then in the second one, they kind of dodged it also.
Okay.
I would love to tell you like how they dodged it, but I want you guys to check it out for yourself.
I kind of noticed it on the
I saw it on HBO.
Scorch, so I was interested in seeing it. I wasn't running out there to see it, but I knew it would come around.
It looks good
on my screen, or
Right. Well, you definitely got to see the first one to see the second.
To understand the second a little bit,
for sure. But it's worth checking it out. The first one's on HBO. That's where I checked it out.
Cool.
So
cool. Currently playing.
I mean, it's not one of those movies really that you got to rush to the theater to see.
No, you can wait. You'll get information.
You could wait till it comes on HBO or something.
I kind of looked at the commercial thinking that maybe they're going to take this and there'll be a sequel.
Well, yeah, there's
it seems like they're trying to do that with a lot of movie themes these days, leaving it open to we could do number 2 there, or we could do
Yeah, well, absolutely. Oh yeah. Well, that's
and
the
trilogy, everything.
Yeah. There's 3 books written, and then there's supposedly a 4th that's like in the making right now. So I don't know what they're gonna do going forward with the movies. Also,
The Bastard Executioner was on this week.
It was.
And
Did you end up finishing it?
No, I kind of missed it and fucked it. I gotta watch it, but I want to watch it. I want to finish watching it. I caught part of it, and basically, what I really caught the most of was the battle sequence at the end,
right?
Which was insane. Which is like so. Not to get too crazy into it, really, but
I can't even tell you really what it's about.
So here's what you really need to know: is if you liked Braveheart, you might end up liking this because I mean it takes place.
Braveheart was my motivation.
If you remember the name Edward the Longshanks,
yeah.
If you remember the name Edward the Longshanks,
I always say it in the house: freedom. I'm just looking for freedom. I'm just kidding. But honestly, it was a very well done movie.
No, yeah.
Just keep talking.
So, well, you guys just we all keep interrupting each other. So no, it's all right. That's what happens here. So, if you remember the fucking scumbag,
I'm sorry.
Fucking scumbag.
Braveheart, though, but Braveheart was that.
Oh, when you do it to him, you should see the annoyance he gets.
This should be the show, though. It should be called
It should be more of us fighting with each other and calling each other
just so you know, I want to listen to. I want to hear everything you have to say. But I have kind of a meanwhile that's been on my mind, and I think only you.
Oh, okay.
Might have an answer for me.
All right.
There's all these Marvel things coming out, this and that. I know you've been up on it for years.
All right, so let's hold on for a second. Let's wrap up one thing at a time.
That's right. Take your time. I just want to.
So anyway, Bastard Executioner takes place around the same time as Braveheart stuff. It deals with the Welsh. So if you remember the name Edward the Longshanks from that movie, I was like, okay, this is that same time period. It's all rebellion and that good stuff. But it's a lot of head lopping and limb chopping. And so if during that first 2 episodes, you basically power through.
It was a 2-hour episode, but they counted as the first 2 episodes of the season.
Right.
But it was...
You got to power through the first 45 minutes.
Well,
right?
because it was a little bit boring, and it was a lot of dialogue and like political stuff. And it was... I'm not going to lie, it was a little boring at first, and I couldn't get through it the first night, so I had to go back and watch it on my DVR.
Right. That's this.
But Best Executioner, yeah.
Best
So it's a show.
It's a show.
It's written and produced by the guy who created, and he also created this, Sons of Anarchy. I don't know if you saw that.
So this is his next big project.
Yeah.
FX
They make a
Network.
roll on it.
Yeah, FX Network, and they're doing a big push on it.
I gotta be honest, man. The violence in this show and the fight scenes is like some of the best shit I've seen ever.
No, yeah,
I haven't seen much.
I've never seen any gore like this
Braveheart
before.
was one of those, but I'm saying if you're saying it's on that caliber, or better.
Yeah, it's at that level where it's like, there's a sword fight. There's at least two big
I thought
battles.
Game of Thrones was bad with gory shit, and this show just makes Game of Thrones look
It was like the bloodletting was all big. Was a big point for them.
Yeah,
to
like
make
you
sure
just
they
see
got
like
that
guys
right.
get stabbed, and like as the blades coming out, like you see their small intestines like pouring
Right,
out.
they got good. I like real stuff too.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of chopped limbs, and all of a sudden that hand is
I'm
that
not really a
stump is in
big
the camera.
sci-fi guy. That's why when you say things are blowing up the Golden Gate Bridge, if it gets too
crazy, it's a little hard, right?
Like behind the green screen and whatever they call that.
No, you're right.
CGI.
Right,
sure.
It throws me out.
No, sometimes
Keep it
it's
the
hard
realm of
to,
reality a little bit.
When they push the envelope a little too hard
So when
sometimes.
you see
Yeah, this show is probably going to be pretty,
Oh, it's definitely grounded.
it's definitely grounded, but
Right.
there is going to be a little bit of like a magic
Really?
I think so. Anyways, that's how I came out of it. But
Well, you know what it might be too at that time.
I think it's just at that time, magic was like
medicine and alchemy was all kind of one and the same considered.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, how about this? Before we jump to news, Tom, what was this thing that you had percolating?
I gotta ask. I gotta ask. This has been on my mind. Marvel being bought by whoever, and now that the stage, the theater, whoever, the movie companies that are making movies. When's Wonder Woman coming out? Who's going to play Wonder Woman? Where's Wonder Woman? I grew up as a kid. I want to know who's playing Wonder Woman, and she better be hot. That's what I'm saying.
I think DC still wants to know what's going on.
Dom's going to actually do me a favor right now while I'm breaking it down for you. He's going to pull you up a picture. I guess you haven't seen.
I haven't heard.
Just for the nerds who listen,
right.
my brother Tom is not necessarily a nerd, but he is into movies and shit. So he's a little bit, behind on this
I see all
stuff.
of this coming out.
So let me break it down.
About the basic, easy Wonder Woman.
So let me break it down for you.
Can
like
they
this.
do it? Because she was pretty simple.
So here's how it's going to go. DC right now is making Batman versus Superman, which is going to come out within the next
you seen the
year.
trailers for that?
Not yet.
No, you gotta check that out.
And then in that, Wonder Woman's going to make her first appearance. She's been cast.
This is like the official appearance, first image of her.
Her name is Gal Gadot.
I could get
Very
very
dark.
Yeah.
The
I wanted
movie's
to
gonna
see
be
the
dark.
lady with the bulletproof bracelets come out.
Yeah, well, that's
The S&M gold.
and these
black
movies.
gold.
Because now these movies are based off the last
This is
Superman
the,
movies.
This is the chick that's playing.
Yeah,
They are-
This
they're
is all her?
a little
Yeah,
grittier.
They're very grounded. They're very grounded in reality.
She kind of looks like the original right there in that picture.
Right, right.
I don't know if you were around to even see that.
No. Well, there was a big there was a little backlash from the fans that are like real.
All the
fucking-
fans that really knew at the beginning.
Because
They're
she
why
doesn't
her eyes
really-
would work right through you.
As you can see in this picture, she's not. She doesn't have a huge set of breasts.
Yeah, I don't need bread.
So
He's the
a lot of
breast guy.
people,
A lot
of nerds
a lot of
really-
nerds were complaining that that's a huge thing
Yeah,
that Wonder Woman.
Well, her
always
costume
had.
was that bodysuit. That
Well,
just,
and a lot of people also
Yeah,
too
but we're
who
talking-
aren't picking on that. We're picking on the color scheme too.
Okay, yeah,
like
yeah.
it's very washed out. It's not the gold kind of thing with the red, white, and blue.
Right.
But
All right, so I got something to look forward to. I mean,
absolutely,
but I'm going to be a critic because they do it up too much.
no, yeah.
I did want to see her go into a phone booth, come out, or however she used to do it.
I think she did it once or twice.
just
Well,
used
on
to
the TV show, it was so
She used to just
corny.
stick her arms
It was,
out
you know
and
what?
spin
When I
around.
go
That's
back
true.
and look at how basic they made that show,
Oh, my God.
and how I believed it as a kid, and how I was,
Well,
you
that
had to
was the
use my
70s. That
mind.
was like, that was about as high tech as you could
I
get.
mean,
but
even
it
the
was still-
Spider-Man series, the original one.
Oh.
I mean, I believe those things were real.
And now when you
Stuff was real as a kid.
watch it, you
I'm
you can
was
see
I-
exactly how they did it and shit. Like
Was I an
basically,
idiot? Like, I
yeah.
could go out back and try
It's just
You
suspension
could've made
of
it yourself
disbelief.
nowadays,
That's what
yeah.
it is.
pretty much, but
Yeah.
So that was it. You just want to know about Wonder Woman?
About Wonder Woman.
No, that was
It's been
easy.
on my mind.
I thought you were gonna have something
I
hard
haven't
for
heard
us.
anything or seen anything on a trailer or anything coming up. I thought
Yeah, we
I
gotta
had you
get you.
stumped.
We gotta get you to
Turn
check
it
out
Or
that.
you'd be the
that
only
trailer.
one that I know that has the info, because whoever bought Marvel's cachet of heroes,
Well, I have you know, I run a
that
Facebook page.
studio is going to be
I run.
plugging.
Disney owns
bought it?
Marvel now.
Yeah.
So that's why there's such a huge push. Disney's like, they're
Yeah.
out of ideas, and Marvel's...
Loaded with characters.
Yeah, that's like,
and-
you can do 1,000,000,001 things with the Marvel
they're good.
trove of characters.
All right, so Tom, I know you haven't heard the show before, but first-time guests always have to take a nerd quiz.
I can clearly tell you I am no nerd.
Well, I'll tell you what. I can assuage, I think is the word.
Assuage?
Maybe that too.
That's why I always said it.
Yeah, it's like when how what's his name doesn't say sabotage, he says sabotage.
Or Soige.
Kirk.
Sausage, Soige.
Soige. I'm going to assuage your fears by letting you know that.
Kirk?
Fucking grinding it to a halt. All right. Let's start it again. So, Tom, we do this quiz bit.
Right.
And, so here's how the thing works. It's basically, I put these questions together for each person so that, it's kind of like in their wheelhouse a little bit. Okay. It's not like I'm going to hit you with, tell me
who Superman's parents are.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's not going to ask you how come there isn't a Wonder Woman movie.
Something like that.
And I don't think we actually said it just now, but there is a Wonder Woman movie coming out in like 2 or 3 years.
Oh, really?
Solo,
On her own
with that same girl,
yeah.
Okay. Exactly.
This movie will set up Batman vs. Superman, will set up the Justice League stuff.
Okay.
And then eventually those...
Right, because
all
that's
those
when
movies
you
will break out.
All those characters
the
are going to
Justice
be getting
League
their own
Saturday
movie.
mornings. And I wanted to know where the Wonder Twins were.
Oh, fuck
Can
them.
they deactivate? Can they form of a puddle
I hope they form
and
of
an ice
nothing.
cube? What are you talking about?
I hope they form of nothing. But
Listen, if you're going to do Justice League, I better see the Wonder Twins form of...
All right, here's what you have to know about Zan and Jaina.
Oh, that's... Okay.
Is that they were created for the
he knows
cartoon.
about the Wonder Twins.
I hope he doesn't. They were created for the cartoon show. They mean nothing
They
to me.
would go, touch rings, form of...
A bucket of water.
The kid was water, and the other one was a bag.
Under the door.
The girl was always an animal, and the guy was always something water-based.
That's right, and the leak would
But
come
the
with
guy, he would form of a bucket of
Who's that,
water.
the
Not
monkey?
a puddle of water.
Oh, that's right.
Somehow the bucket would magically appear.
That's right.
Right. I never,
But anyway, point being that they were created for the TV show. So...
Well, they were never in a comic books.
Later on, like the company finally kind of stuffed them in an issue here or there, and it didn't really stick. It didn't work, but they tried to give it a go. So I don't know. You're not really going to get them.
Okay. I mean, Zac Efron would be good about that.
He probably would actually. Probably he looks kind of like Zan. Yeah, well that too. But I mean, he looks like Zan, the guy. You know, what I mean, that's probably a little like Jaina too. Now that I think about it.
Get,
on with the quiz.
On with the quiz.
Quiz.
Tom, this quiz is designed to gauge your pop cultural awareness, general geekitude, and natural nerdiness. But most of all, it's been designed with you in mind. While some questions are things you probably should know, others are here to see what you've acquired by osmosis. Your geekiness is not on trial. That's another bit for another day. Here's how it works. There are 10 questions divided to easy, medium, and hard, and something called super mega points, which are gauged with what I perceive would be your difficulty with these questions. I may award points, but fair warning, I'm bad at math. 2 rules. Take your time. Don't take all day. And Dom and Bob can't help you, because that would be cheating. And I won't, because I'm a jerk. Mm-hmm. So, are you ready?
Never help. Go ahead.
I've never helped. So, question number 1 from the easy section, Tom.
Okay.
How many Star Wars movies are there?
Official Star Wars movies?
Official Star Wars movies.
Spin-offs?
Nope, just official.
There's 4.
I will give you a chance to guess again.
Wait.
Counting on his fingers, folks.
He only has 4 fingers.
Wait. Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Luke, Leia, the Skywalkers, Vader.
Darth Vader.
These 2 guys.
There's only one Star Wars movie.
There's only one Star Wars movie, but how many in that series? In that whole
6.
6.
Yeah.
Good job. That's right. I'm supposed to go to fucking get a belt this week.
If you want to know how I remembered that,
Yes.
I can't tell you.
Okay, good.
But I did remember it, and
Yeah.
Leo has something to do.
Okay. Well, Leo's got something to do.
Leo,
We can't get into that on mic, I don't think.
Okay.
All right, we could, but... Question number 2 from the easy section, Tom. Can you name 5 Muppets?
I don't even think I can name 5 Muppets.
Oh, come on, there's a billion of them.
Come on. You got Kermit. You got Miss Piggy. You got the Count. No.
I'll let it slide. It's but I realize he's technically a Muppet. All right, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. He's technically a Muppet. I'm cool with that.
Muppet. You got
I didn't even think of the Sesame Street guys.
Shit, I'm going Sesame Street.
Those are considered Muppets?
It's the same company. It's the same...
Fozzie?
Yes.
You got Fozzie. 1, 2, 3.
You got four. You want more.
4. Oh, well, you gave me one. But I need to know the names of the 2 guys up in the balcony.
Nobody ever knows their names. I mean, I know them, but, like, who knew that? I didn't know them when they were on.
Since he's giving you the Sesame Street guys...
Hold on a second. Isn't Elmo?
Elmo. All right, I'll give it to Elmo.
That's what I was going to say.
So in my head, I was like, I forgot about Sesame Street.
Since he's giving you the Sesame Street.
But now, I've been tortured with Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy at 7:30.
So I figured it would go like this.
It was either 7 or 7:30 it came on.
Yeah, I forced you to watch that.
And Dave tortured me, saying I loved Miss Piggy my whole childhood.
right. You tease you.
And I'd get mad and upset.
Shut up, man.
Yeah.
I was real little watching that go down. So in my head, this is how it was going to go. It was going to be like...
Dave was a jerk-off.
You put Miss Piggy, Kermit, Fozzie, and then...
See, I went into Sesame Street.
But that's fine. But it worked out. I was thinking Gonzo, and then I figured he would be
Swedish Chef,
somebody like
Beaker.
that, Beaker, or Professor Honeydew. I figured, or Animal. I figured
Animal.
Back to the quiz. Number 3. In the football movie about that Hobbit, what was Rudy's number?
About that Hobbit? Rudy?
You catch what I'm saying, right? Because it's the same actor. He played a Hobbit.
Oh.
What was Rudy's number?
Well, first of all, it was Rudy Rudiger.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Rudy Rudiger.
Rudiger Baggins. What was Rudiger Baggins' fucking...
That should be our mascot.
That should be our Rudiger
Baggins.
Oh, God, I just watched the movie the other day, too. I made Desiree watch it with me.
Sean Astin.
Oh, man.
I'm surprised you don't know this number.
It ain't 44, so don't be surprised. It ain't 55. But I don't know. Honestly, I'm stumped because
You're stumping, I guess?
I don't know. I think... Was it 64?
No, it was... Hold on a second.
Okay.
Give me a second. I got some time.
Bob, give him some the Jeopardy.
I just seen it.
That's not that. I didn't write it up.
It's not that.
Who doesn't write the inheritance down on the list, right? No, right. That's me.
Shit, 70-something?
Nope. I'll give you 2 more shots.
Nah, it ain't gonna come to me.
All right. 45.
45.
One number off from your number back in the days.
And I'll always leave that movie on because it...
Nothing like crying to a football movie.
Nothing like crying to a 10-year-old football movie.
All right, now we're into the mediums, Tom. We're into the mediums. Another sports-related one for you. I'm thinking of you, buddy. In the Charlie Sheen Baseball Classic Major League, what team was that movie about?
The California Angels.
I got thrown for it, too. I'll tell you this much. I thought it was the Twins for some reason, but that's because I was mixing up another movie. So it's not them either.
Same color
It's
scheme
a team
as the
that
Twins.
during the period that this was made...
Oh, here we go. I was going to give it away.
Doing pretty well.
Oh, well, I'm surprised. I didn't think they was going to go there.
And now they suck.
Yeah. You wouldn't think they would be
it's
doing
right
well,
at that
but they actually were
whole
doing well.
Angels, Cubs kind of level of team throughout history. But if you can't get it...
It ain't the Padres. No. I'm stumped. I thought the Indians.
There you go. Pull it out.
Indians.
Pull it out.
I was going to go be like, gee, hey, you guys know that Cleveland really does rock?
Just so you know, all the sports in my past that I've played, I haven't been watching the news or reading the newspaper in my time off as I used to be up. So, just...
I don't know what that's got to do with anything.
Doesn't have anything to do with anything.
I realized something else. I forgot to put 2 questions in this thing. Well, actually, you're going to get out lucky because you'll have less questions this week.
That's all right. You come up with one.
I'll try. But in the meantime, true or false? Because I remember that you liked
50-50.
true or falses. The Departed was based on a true story. True or false?
That's a tricky question because The Departed is in my list of top 10, but even though it ranked 10 and it's not officially a mobster movie, it was based loosely around the Whitey Bulger story tied into that. So, no, it's not a true story.
That is correct. I will clarify that by saying Jack Nicholson's character is loosely based on. The rest of it is based. The rest of it is an adaptation of a Japanese action film.
Right. But as far as, I mean, we can. I don't want to deter you right now, but
no, it's in there.
As far as the boat scene with the guns, it really takes place in Whitey Bulger's scene.
Mm-hmm. Right, there's a couple of things.
Black Mass, but we'll get to that later.
So, number 6. Tom, dig deep for this one. What was Roger's little sister's name on what's...
He didn't have to...
I didn't even get it out.
That's my favorite show. What are you talking about?
What's happening? What was Roger's little sister's name? It was indeed D.
And you had that in the hard section?
I had it in the mediums. Because I just figured it was one of these things
You're talking about what's happening, Good Times... versus Star Wars.
Well, what I'm saying is that
I've seen Star Wars
like
when it was that was it. It was just Star Wars.
Meanwhile, like what's happening, we watched.
And then The Empire Strikes Back, and then it was Return of the Jedi, and then after that, I'm lost. That was my first trilogy. That's how I knew there was 3.
There you go. Well, that's how for all of us.
I remember Leo's room had the first 3, and then he had a package of the next.
So that's
how I knew it was more than 3.
It's not half as incriminating as I thought that you made that sound before.
No, I just know he's always...
I was with Leo, so we can't talk about how I know this.
I was over here looking at his ear for a receiver. Leave it outside.
No.
He's on a wire.
You know Leo's Mr. Star Wars.
All right.
That's true.
I got a blank slot here. I'll throw it to either you or you. If anybody can think of a question off the top. That's fair enough. Otherwise, I got 2 more.
You can come back to it. I mean, you can read them off and let these guys think about something.
All right. I'm just throwing it out there. We're going to roll with it.
Bob's difficult level is going to be
super
duper.
I only got 1 here in the hard. And maybe it won't even be that hard. We'll see. What was the name of Ferris Bueller's girlfriend?
I'm not going to get it. But
I don't know. I was a teenager when that came out. All I was thinking was, she's hot.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching it.
I wanted a day in Ferris's life.
I'll take his day off.
Ferris.
Donkey Shane, baby.
Hello, Donkey Shane. Donkey Shane. Donkey Shane. That actually is kind of a hint. I think it's a French name.
Oh, crap.
Bobby got it.
French name?
I think it's French.
It's not...
I don't think it's maybe not true French, but it seems like
it's not a common name, right?
Well, no.
It's
not terribly common.
I love when he's scheming.
Souffle? I don't know. I'm lost.
What do you got, Bob?
All right.
Huh? What do you got?
So what do you got? Bob, Tom's getting...
Let's see if he can make it right.
I'm thinking...
He's going to bring us down this fucking alley of his thinking process.
No. I'm thinking it's Ophelia.
Oh, no. Thank God for that.
I couldn't remember it.
That would have been the least hot name ever.
I mean...
Or
French.
Before that, I was thinking Amanda or something like that. I don't remember.
I did enjoy the movie, but I've seen it a few times. Oh, man.
Picture Ferris's voice saying her name.
I just...
Donna?
No. Simone.
Simone.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's French. Yeah, Simone is French?
Well, I don't know, but it felt French.
That's a French name. It's just me being...
It's a signal from the mothership.
That's it. Beam me up.
They're ready for us. We can start boarding now.
Beam me up, Scotty.
All right.
Morse code.
What's that?
Move on.
Okay, last one. Usually what I do is, this is the final, the super mega points round. This is usually the round that evens it all out. You can come out completely in the winning slot. And the winning...
And what do I win?
Yeah, well, we'll get there too. Okay, Tom. According to the owl, how many licks to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
He never gets to the center. He bites it.
But he licks it. What's his answer?
4 licks, right? 1, 2, 3, boom.
1, 2, 3. 3.
Oh, 3.
1,
3 licks in the center.
3. Crunch. I was going to do it because then the voiceover guy comes over and he's like, we need
to let people know about that question, though, I think.
You let them know that it's crazy dated and it's from the 80s and it's a commercial we saw like a billion times. It probably started in the 70s, but forgive me. I only had 4 years.
That commercial was still on when I was a kid, though, too.
Yeah. I think they run it like it's a retro thing probably once in a while,
They would be dumb not to run it as a retro.
Tom, this is the last part of the whole thing, Tom. This is the prize round.
You get to choose.
Blue box and the red box. You get to choose which pill you want to swallow. You cannot shake the boxes. But you get to have whatever prize is inside the box that you choose. There's a red box and a blue box, Tom. Either or.
I'm wearing blue today.
All right, he's going for the blue box, folks. Staying consistent with the ongoing theme
All right.
of everyone picking the blue box.
What is it?
So, Tom, tell him what you got.
I have a Marvel Collector's key ring.
Ooh, why don't you rip that sucker open and see who you got?
I don't know.
Looks like a Capri Sun pack.
Oh, definitely fooled me on the packaging.
Well, I hope so.
All right. I don't know.
That looks like Rocket Raccoon.
That looks like a
pretty sick gift right there. I like that.
That looks like, yeah.
There's some weight to it. It's official.
Doesn't look like it's colored. So that might be one of the variant ones. Yeah, that's like one of the rarer ones in the run.
There you go.
So I should have left it in the package?
It is
have more value?
Like, this is the regular Rocket, and he's got an orange vest, and then this one here in the shadow is probably a variant. So it's basically like they said, we're just not going to paint him. And that'll be the variant edition.
There you go.
The unpainted
pretty
one.
well made little thing, too.
Yeah. Just keep in mind that if you do end up using
Pac-Man for eyes.
we have given out that before, these things before, and this snapped right off for the guy who won one before.
Yeah.
Well, actually, his kid just
So if you
flipped it
put
right
important
off.
keys on there, you might...
Yeah, well, you're going to lose the figure. My suggestion is
Don't.
hang it up on a hook and
Hang it
home or something.
somewhere,
All right. Well, there you go, buddy. Thanks for playing. And thanks for
You know,
hanging
I
out.
worried about that goddamn quiz for quite some time now. Like, what's
good.
my brother going to
It
do to
wasn't
me?
that bad, right?
Yeah.
Dave sweated it. Dave was sweating. He
Ooh,
was
you know,
like,
Dave, he's got anxiety. He's anxious, overthinkative.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
You know that sound, kids. It's news time. We all just looked at each other.
I guess that means there's no news.
No, you can feel it at home, folks, but it was awkward for a second. So we don't got a whole lot of news. We're going to try and barrel through it so we can have some time for what we really want to get to. But real quick, looks like Woody Harrelson's going to be in the next Planet of the Apes movie. He's going to be the next big bad guy in that series, which I thought was, kind of interesting, kind of cool. But
he's gonna blow weed in the monkey's face.
Maybe I think that's what it is. They're gonna.
Well,
the monkeys are gonna go through his stash.
And that's gonna piss him off.
That's gonna set him off, and he's gonna go
What
after
do you
the
guys
apes.
think about 1 and 2?
I liked them.
I enjoyed them myself.
I liked the second one more than the first one.
Did
but,
you? I mean, I was kind of upset that I didn't see John Frank doing the second one to reprise.
You got a little bit of him on a video cam.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay, but I mean, I was just expecting him as like the main. I mean, I wasn't disappointed with the way the movie went, though.
No, yeah.
I like the second one better, also, though.
I definitely liked it.
Yeah,
really liked it. I mean, in some crazy way, I like to follow a little bit of John Franco's work because
he's fun. No, he's interesting.
He's kind of a sick individual. He does a lot of everything.
Yeah, he's usually
writing and
he's one of these guys where it's almost like you don't want to like him, but he's good in everything he does. So it's like you know what I mean. It's like stop being good and stuff. I want to hate you.
Yeah,
you know. So it's like that's how I feel about Zac Efron. I wanted to hate Zac Efron, and then I saw Neighbors, and I'm like, this kid's actually gonna
Neighbors.
This kid's actually kind of got some talent. I was like, you scumbag. All right, so then another news bit I thought might be interesting. Ronda Rousey is in talks for a remake of Roadhouse.
I heard this one.
One of the weirdest one of the weirdest things you'll ever see is Roadhouse, because it's like, here comes Patrick Swayze to a small town as a badass bouncer.
Yeah, when it comes to movies and plots, this had like none.
And it was like self-contradicting where he's like a Zen dude, he's all about patience and shit. But then he's like ripping out people's Adam's apples.
Right.
So, I don't know.
I watched it. I seen it. I kind of liked Roadhouse for what it was.
For what it was good. It was entertaining. And
anytime the other guy too, who was this other guy? Sam?
Oh, Sam Waterston?
Yeah.
No, not Waterston. Sam Neill. Sam Elliott. Sam
Elliott.
What's
the
for
movie?
Sam
I gotta try to catch it too, because he's an old timer.
Right, with the blind guitarist. The guy died.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, Ronda Rousey, I'm in for it. I'm in.
All right. I feel like she doesn't rip out someone's Adam's apple.
She was not as stiff as I thought she was going to be in Entourage. So
yeah, okay. I kind of thought I was going to see like rookie actor material. Right. She wasn't that bad. I mean,
you saw Entourage?
I did. I saw Entourage. Cool. Yeah, Rhonda. I'm in. I mean, as far as the Roadhouse, don't know where they're going to go with it, but
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of reworking.
Rhonda's got a future and a lot of things ahead of her because she's a beast in the ring, and she's hot.
If they're using the original movie as like
a template,
a basic template, then the movie might have a shot of being a decent movie.
Right.
I don't know. I'm so used to the original. I grew up with it that
I feel like the original's not even that great to get a remake to begin with.
Right. You know, now is Rhonda going to be the main character or just the owner of the bar?
She's going to be the Patrick Swayze character.
No. She's probably going to be the Patrick Swayze character.
Yeah, I don't know if she can carry a movie though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But this, if it was, the problem is it'll be probably too much for her because they'll do a rewrite. But the original movie was enough of a movie where she could have carried because it was so thin and so corny and stuff like that.
Well, one thing you got to understand too, she does a lot of training in the ring, so if she actually puts the effort into learning the acting skill and the craft.
Well, that's what a lot of people are saying.
She's not going to put herself out there. She's not the type of person to put herself out there and not be well trained.
Right. No, I don't think she's not going to bring her A game.
She's not going to.
She's not going to half-ass it.
No, she's not going to half-ass it. I don't think, or she wouldn't let herself be seen like that. You know what I mean?
All right, next up is that they're talking about the movie Taken with Liam Neeson, a prequel TV show, which is like, why? Because
this is the first I'm hearing of it. I saw it on the sheet before we started, and I
didn't
wanted to cross it out because I didn't even want to mention it.
Right, you didn't even want to acknowledge it with a discussion.
So, Taken, the first one, was a great movie. Yeah, like, even though it wasn't like a great movie, it was still like one of those movies that you feel like after.
But I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it done before, redone before.
Exactly. It's a kind of unique storyline. Right. So it was good. I love that movie.
Liam plays that kind of good actor, but to go, isn't it into its third one already?
That's the point I was trying to get at.
They watered it down.
Ridiculous.
They watered it down.
Yeah, because so now
they take her, the wife. I mean,
the second one they take him.
The second one they take him, and the daughter has to come out and find him. Right?
Exactly. Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
So what happens in the third one?
He finds himself though, pretty much.
He pretty much helps her.
He tells her how to find him on it. Yeah,
that's right. I did see some of it where he's like,
he's
giving us signals. But so
here's my point of view on this is that. If you're going to do that, okay, but what you end up with is a very average spy show because you end up looking at his history,
right?
You know, and that's all you end up looking at.
It becomes another. It's just going to be another show about some guy.
Every week it's just going to be a watered down James Bond wannabe kind of show, and it's not going to. I don't think it's going to do well.
I don't think it's going to be anything special.
It
might do well.
Season or two.
Yeah,
that's what the show's going to be. Obviously, I would assume, but that's not the biggest issue for me.
What?
One of the main reasons why the first movie was so great, and that this series has become a series, is because Liam Neeson's the fucking guy, the main character.
Yeah,
you're not getting him on the TV show. Yeah. He's not going to be the main character. Who's going to be the guy that you follow throughout the show?
But the reason that Liam works
my question
is
he's Liam Neeson.
Because he's also like, you don't kind of
that rough, raspy.
You also don't see him that way initially. So when you get to see him do that shit, it's like, oh, okay, cool, switch up. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's a little bit of the appeal with Liam doing that part.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now, in my view, if they're taking it like every week, every episode, someone else gets taken and he has to find that person before it ends, or they're going to do it where in the beginning of the season, someone gets taken and he has a whole 10 episodes of action and twists and turns to find them, then maybe we're talking. You know? Then maybe we're talking.
Right.
And either one of those can be... Yeah, and either one of those can go completely fucking crap. You know what I mean? Either one of those.
The way I took it really was that if it's... In the definition of the word prequel, you're following Liam Neeson's character like before his life, before the movie.
Right, that's what I was saying. It's going to be
it's going to be about
him being a secret agent,
training, but he maybe even
about his life before he got to that point where Taken One was taken.
Right, exactly.
Before he had the wife and kids, I guess, kind of a thing. But the thing is that like, I don't even know how much is established of like what agencies he worked for or what his actual shit was. So maybe they could make that into
before he had the wife and kids. Because he had the wife, lost the wife, and the kid grew up and he didn't see him for a while. Or they were separated. So.
He isn't that far out of retirement when that
and they were separated due to his job.
I think like at the beginning of the movie, him and his buddies, I don't really know, I don't remember exactly, have like a barbecue or something like that later at night because like that day or that week was when he actually retired. So they were like celebrating. They were celebrating his retirement. So he wasn't, I don't think he was as fresh out of...
All right, and lastly, I know you two probably looking at the notes don't know what the hell this is about, but so there's a Supergirl TV show coming out, and then this week they actually released a photo of a bad guy called Red Tornado.
Okay.
And you could share this. I just wanted to let you see what atrocity this costume is.
Yeah.
That it's like, I don't know. I can't tell.
He's a superhero? What is it?
He's a hero. He's like an android kind of thing. But the point is that this costume is just fucking ridiculously horrible.
And his costume really is pretty cool in the comics.
And the costume's not that bad in the comics, but I mean, it's very comic booky, don't get me wrong. But this approach looks like they took a bunch of freaking mats from outside the house and cut them up and stitched them all together. Like, I don't understand this texture, this whole bulkiness they're trying to go for.
Someone made a comparison to Vision and was like, don't do drugs or something like that. Or like, don't do meth or something like that.
This is the Vision on meth?
Yeah.
My take on this, and this is my first time
From the chin up, I like it.
Remember Stargate, the TV series?
Sure.
Remember the guys, the characters, Anubis and all those guys?
Yeah.
It's like someone trying to not look like he's doing that.
Right.
You know
Granted, this is more of a brown tone on my printer. It's very much more red. It's much more maroon and red, but it's just so horrible. I just felt like we couldn't not. I had to draw some attention to it.
This is a superhero that Marvel had put out his own line.
Well, it's DC. Let's place the blame where it belongs. Okay. This is for DC. This is a Supergirl TV show that's coming out.
In that outfit.
There's a Supergirl TV show that's coming to CBS.
Red Tornado.
Red Tornado is actually.
And he's the character. Okay.
Yeah,
so it's not Red Tornado the show. It's just his
no.
character.
This is just a bad guy. This is a shitty looking bad guy. All right. I thought we'd get something out of that. I guess not. All right.
I got a few things.
You got a couple of newsies? What do you got there, buddy?
We saw earlier that the Booster Gold and Blue Beetle film is reportedly being produced by Greg Berlanti.
Okay.
That's the guy that...
that's the guy who does Arrow?
He writes or produces Arrow, Flash, Tomorrow. All that good stuff. I don't really know if it's like definite or not yet, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I like Booster Gold, but we'll see what happens with that.
And... I was showing Tom earlier during our break the Jungle Book trailer. I don't know if Bob got a chance to check it out.
No.
But Disney released the trailer for the live-action Jungle Book movie that's going to be coming out in April, which is directed by Jon Favreau. And Tom, what do you think?
I thought it looked very good. Well done. Looked like it's going to be exciting. Looked like I'm going to go see it. That's for sure. 2 thumbs up
it's one of these ones where it's almost all CG except for like the little kid playing Mowgli.
Oh, yeah.
And then but it's a top line of actor voice talent.
You got to get Brendan Fraser to reprise his role?
Well, you got to get him to do some sit-ups first, I think. I got a feeling lately he's probably putting it on.
I don't know, he was just in a
it's like, who remembers
History Channel show that was like a series.
That's all you need to say, buddy.
Yeah,
maybe he was on a History documentary.
But he was
Bill Paxton.
That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it was him and Bill Paxton.
Was it the librarian?
No, it wasn't the librarian. That's what's his name?
Hatfields and
Noah Wiley from
Hatfields and McCoy.
ER.
I actually watched that series.
So, what were you about to say, Tom? You were about to say something about
Jungle Book?
I thought so.
No, I was just putting it out
we're about
there.
to list off the actors in. So it's got Bill Murray, I think, is the bear. Scarlett Johansson's the big snake. It seems like Christopher Walken's probably going to play that crazy ape that's in Jungle Book.
You got Idris Elba in there also. I don't know if I don't know who he's playing, but that's a guy that I like a lot. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
So the point is that the trailer looked really good, and excited for it. More excited than I thought I would be for Jungle Book.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yes.
So anything else there, Chief? What do you got?
Just that Gotham season 2 comes back tomorrow, and
that Minority
Report starts tomorrow night also on Fox. I think that's going to be probably slotted directly after Gotham. So I don't know if you guys.
Here's a first. We're
gonna slotted after.
I had no interest in the movie.
Minority Report. It's
It's
a spin-off show of the movie with Tom Cruise.
Right.
Yeah, besides, in the Minority Report movie, it wasn't that he had special powers, but now his character in the series does.
This character in the series is not the same character. Okay. It's supposed to be like the show takes place like 5-10 years after that all went down.
This ain't the guy that takes the pill?
No. So that's coming too.
That's coming also, yeah.
So, Tom, next week's the week you got to listen to the show. I'll tease it now. Next week's episode is going to be all about the fall TV, and we're going to cover a lot of the new shows coming out that are coming up. We're going to cover some of the shows that are coming this week. So people at home can join us next week.
It's going to be an official fall 2015 TV season.
Preview. I like Preview.
And my
Preview. That's don't watch me when I pew.
Yeah.
My dad is actually going to be the special guest on.
Whoa! I didn't want to make that official. You sure? We got him locked in.
Well, I'm saying it now on the show because he wouldn't.
Big Dom.
Yes,
Big Dom.
He wouldn't allow me to invite him on the show. He needs to hear the invite coming from you, Bill.
Oh, okay.
To make it official.
I hear that. Okay. It's probably got something to do with the fact he's probably thinking, this kid was in the car with me the other day. He didn't say nothing to me. It's probably something like that. All right, so, but yeah, people, tune in for that next week. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so with that, you got any more news,
That's
Chief?
it for me, then.
The only other thing I was going to throw out there was that...
Scandal comes on this week? I'm just kidding.
Well, that's coming back too. But this week actually marks the 25th anniversary for Goodfellas. 25 years. Does it feel like 25 years?
I'll tell you, the movie is still... I watch it to this day. Once in a while when it comes on, I know it word for word.
It's definitely one of those movies.
And it was one of the all-time best mob movies made. Scorsese.
You didn't happen to bring a big list of movies, did you?
I brought a list of movies, but I didn't bring 10 because I don't believe there's 10...
Yeah,
straight mob movies.
But you know these this list that you put together.
Mob movies. I do.
Hit us with it.
I do. I didn't know if you wanted to start that.
Well, I figure we'll ease into the Black Mass stuff because eventually Black Mass stuff's going to get to a point where it's like spoilery. So
the bottom line, in my opinion, on mob movies and the best of all time, there's only about 5 or 6 of them, and of course it starts with Godfather 1 and 2. But they're not even actually my number 1 and 2. My actual number 1 would be Goodfellas.
Okay.
De Niro, Liotta killed it in that movie. The way it opened up with chopping the body and dumping it, and then it just had me from beginning to end. And the fact that it's a true story, mostly true story that was filmed on Staten Island, but the way it was done, that's my all-time favorite. I'm sorry. After that, it's Bronx Tale, Casino.
Sure.
De Niro, Pesci, killing it again in Casino, and there's no better scene when Joe Pesci sticks the pen in the guy's neck, jabs the pen in the guy's neck 3, 4, 5 times at the bar scene. So, I mean, and in which Joe Pesci played a real, he was playing a real live guy who actually lived that, and couldn't have 2 better people playing the roles.
No, anytime those guys have been together, it's been awesome.
Unfortunately, I'm a De Niro. I was a total De Niro follower, and of course it was like Cape Fear type of movie that had me following his work, watching a movie just because he's in it.
Sure.
But since Goodfellas, and since, I don't even know if there was another movie that actually he had to open up his, I'm just not seeing De Niro in these new movies that he's in.
He's
putting
been
in any... There's no transformations. There's no total engulfing into a character. It's like he's just... And so be it. Maybe you can't replicate a Goodfellas type of movie.
I think there's something to that. I think he's probably kind of tired of getting a lot of those offers, and unless those kinds of roles are coming from like Martin Scorsese or somebody of that level, he's not going to bother doing them. He'd rather play, somebody's father in some rom-com, romantic comedy.
Right. I mean, ever since the Fockers, I just.
What else is he really?
I'm not, he's not, it's not like where, you see a Johnny Depp, and I do follow his work too, but all the way back to Edward Scissorhands. If you look at Johnny Depp, he takes a role and just engulfs himself in it and immortalizes himself, and it's just, he becomes that person. And I gotta say, Black Mass, he did it again.
All right, let's roll right into it.
He killed it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't got American Gangster on that list, too.
You know what happened, though? For me, my memory's shot, and when I was told to put together a list, I'm like, wow, now I gotta work so many hours, and I'm like, I know there's others out there, so I was going to say, anybody listening wants to email out a movie I might have missed, or you might have think I should see, or anything like that, please do. Email it to where, Bill?
Email it to me at podcast at Wicked Theory.
Okay, because I might have missed one. And you're right, American Gangster is definitely one that I missed. And that movie definitely had a great roll of characters. So that's not on my list. But my list is only Goodfellas, Bronx Tale, Casino, Godfather 1 and 2. And Black Mass makes the list.
Really?
I got to tell you, I followed the story of Whitey Bulger since it hit the papers in the 90s. I have been like into the mob and what they're doing for years, so I followed all the news reports anytime it was out there, and I got to tell you, Johnny Depp looks exactly like Whitey Bulger, and the tone of his voice, the way the way he moves, he went in 100% and killed it. And as far as the guy who played Steve Fleming, I forget who played him right off the top of my hand. I mean, you'll recognize Rory Cochrane when you see him. Usually most of the roles he plays, he's a skinnier guy because he's normally a skinny person. He put on weight for this role.
A little bit. And
killed it. Also in the role. I was let down a little bit not let down, but I'm expecting Black Mass to come out like the Goodfellas did. They're hacking up a body or they're digging a ditch because there was a lot of murders that went down from the Winter Hill gang. So it actually starts off a little slower than that, and they do tell the whole story from beginning to end. Yes, there is some killing, and there is some of this and some of that. But as far as as much, I just feel there could have been a few more murders that happened that they got charged for that they could have showed us on film. But am I disappointed? No. The movie was a hit in my eyes, and everybody should go see it.
Well, one of the things that happened with this movie, too, is there's another one where they shot a 3-hour movie and had to chop it down. So I got a feeling there was a lot of stuff that we're probably, once you start kind of looking at the film and kind of seeing what's going on, certain stuff is missing. Supposedly Sienna Miller was in the movie and is completely chopped out, like to a very tiny piece. And
they did put a lot of different views in there. I mean, of course, because when it hit the newspapers, there was an FBI agent who was found to have been pretty much engulfed into Whitey Bulge's criminal activity and trying to play both sides of the field himself. So, of course, since that was found out, and that FBI agent has been found guilty since then in court and sentenced, they wanted to throw in that. There's a lot of that goes on, too, about the FBI agent's role.
Well, that's the thing I feel. I feel like it's two people's viewpoints, and I think the movie kind of suffers from that because neither one of them are a favorable enough character that we care enough, and that's the thing that was Goodfellas was different. Because Goodfellas, at the very least, Ray Liotta's character was our character to follow, but he was likable.
Character to love.
You know what I mean? He was a likable guy, so you were, even if you didn't like what he was doing, and also too conveniently, he didn't get his hands too dirty in that movie either. So he maintained his likability. Right. But whereas with this, it's like from the jump, it's not bam, 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 job, hit kind of.
No, there's a storyline to this.
It's a little bit of a slower burn.
They do throw in the fact that he had a son. Something happens too that affects him. But whatever, I find it a very good movie.
All right, so let's do that real quick. Let's just kind of like break it down so that we can get into a spoiler section. So we'll give a basic kind of like overview now right here, and then we'll get into more detail right after that. Like, I don't think there's anybody here that didn't like it, right? I mean,
you've all seen it?
Yeah, we all saw it.
Yeah, we all saw it.
I thought I was going to see it. I didn't know you guys saw it.
That was the mission, brother. That was the mission.
I didn't know it was actually a mission, but I liked it, so I didn't know you guys seen it. I thought I was the only one here and you guys didn't get there yet.
No.
Okay, so great. Great.
I thought it was excellent. I thought it was made by the guys. I was telling Billy this last night. It's made by the guys who made Argo. Argo was a piece that was made like it was made back in the late 70s, early 80s. This has some of that same kind of feel.
Because it took place in the 70s.
Right, but you mean more in the structure of how a 70s movie
was made. The pacing is more deliberate, a little more slow. This movie, you're watching the evolution of a sociopath.
Right.
And that's what's keeping your interest. That was what's keeping my interest anyway.
Right.
And this is like you're not getting. He's not a likable character.
Right.
So you can't. So you get to watch this movie from a different perspective than some of the other mob movies, like Tommy was saying. But as far as the cast overall, very very good across the board. But then Johnny Depp just like steps up and he just brings a level of performance that like outshines everybody. And you don't see Johnny Depp when you watch this movie.
No,
you see Whitey Bulger. You see Hannibal Lecter,
right?
With the Boston accent. You know what I mean?
I mean, you don't even really see any inklings of Johnny Depp.
Obviously, I loved it too. Don't get me wrong. I liked it, loved it. Thought it was really good, but I didn't think it was amazing. Like
right.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
But I do, though, think that Johnny Depp's performance, like you both said, was probably the best of this year. I would say, definitely hands down. And it was, for me, I wouldn't maybe say it was the best performance, but one of my favorite performances by an actor that I've seen since Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight.
Wow. Okay.
Heath Ledger. I was going to say he was one that was a shame we missed. We lost.
Yeah.
Because he was really taking the Joker.
I just like the way he really engulfed himself like in the character, and that you couldn't tell, if that it was, you have Heath Ledger and then you have Johnny Depp, two really familiar faces,
right? And
you really couldn't recognize either one of them.
But both of them are guys who always were like that. Guys who just kind of let a character take them over.
Actors, kind of guys. Who took their craft seriously. It wasn't just like, hey, look at me, I'm on TV, I'm on the big screen.
And you got to give hats off to Benedict Cumberbatch also, because he's a guy that has a heavy British accent, and he nailed the Boston accent. Yeah. And he was really great in this movie also. So.
Yeah.
Oh, the brother.
So, for me, I was unimpressed by Benedict Cumberbatch. Really? I figure he's a British guy. He has to have an American accent and everything he does here in the States. I'm not impressed by that.
Yeah, he did kind of play the role like a stiff.
Don't get me wrong. I liked.
Although that was just
he played like a politician.
Yeah, it's a politician.
But his brother did stay away from him in real life.
I feel like he's completely replaceable. There's nothing. But that's because that's what that role.
No, I could have seen somebody else doing that.
I wouldn't put that on him like that's his fault. But there's only a few scenes with him, and his role in those scenes is not like a guy who eats up the scenery because he's he's angry. I think he's very quiet scenes. They're very straightforward.
His character story had nothing to do with the White Bulger stories.
I feel like he's casted. I feel like he's casted for fluff. He's casted as a thing for them to pad up the marquee.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, I feel like it's really good, but I don't feel like it's amazing. I feel like Johnny Depp's been better. I feel like he's usually better. I feel like maybe I don't know enough of Whitey Bulger to see that he has actually transformed himself.
Well, like I said,
completely. But at this point, it's like it's just contacts and a fucking wig, and I'm cool with that. But it didn't hold me for every scene with him. And I don't know if that's because I think
the writing had something to do with that. I felt the same way with it too, but I just think that there was other things that happened that would have really been good to put in the film.
Oh, absolutely.
Other instances, other issues, other deals.
I think the problem with the film
that would have. But I think the writing kind of held.
I think the problem with the film overall is just that the track that it ends up taking, it doesn't give you enough of those meteor scenes to keep you engaged, because those kinds of scenes. They come rare, few and far between in this, and when they come a couple of them in the latter half of the movie. But because that's all this movie's got is kill scenes. So there's no dynamic scenes other than that.
What I was going to say before when you brought up The Departed was The Departed fogged my view before I went in this.
Sure,
thinking Jack Nicholson played that role, that character, even though it wasn't directly Whitey Bulger,
right?
Which I loved The Departed, the way he played that crazy drug snorting,
sure,
drug dealing, burn tape, So I was expecting. I overdid myself. I guess that fed into my brain, and I was expecting some of that in this.
I think also
because it actually started off a little slow, and I was like, "Yo, I apologize for taking that." I told Dad this would be a great movie.
Yeah, you probably talked it up a lot.
And I'm like, "Yeah, it's going to be good. It's got to be good," because I figured it's got to be good. How could you mess up that story?
And I feel like that could be a thing for me too, is that I'm too used to gangster movies being more of a roller coaster, where this is a little bit more of a slower burn. It's a different kind of animal, so it's like maybe my expectations were a little different than the reality. But I feel like, I'm sitting here and I'm waiting for something to happen with either one of these guys, Whitey or the Fed, where I'm going to start to get caught up in their shit. And the only time I really cared about either one of them was when Whitey's kid gets sick, and I didn't give a shit about Whitey at all until that moment, and I don't care about him afterwards. And then when the Fed, who's on working with Whitey, is basically near the end of the movie having a conversation with his wife about he's changing and this, that, and the other thing. So she starts to finally have a turn. But it gets squashed. It's not a thing. So it's like there's a couple of tracks where they start to get a little bit humanized.
I understand what you're saying,
but they're minimal. So let me say this right now. So if anybody wants to jump out, because even though that was a little bit giving some stuff away, we're going to give him a little bit more away real hard. So if anybody wants to jump off the episode and come back after you've seen the movie, now's a good time. Thanks for listening. There's the door. Okay, so
the scene that really like made the movie for me and like made me think that Johnny Depp did a great job was that scene with Connolly's wife.
Yeah.
When he's choking her, like he is like, you know, that was such a great scene.
He was like seduced her at the same time. And
what does it do? He terrified her.
Yeah, absolutely.
He terrified her because he knows she didn't like her. That's why she went upstairs.
Yeah. So he basically just kind of rubs his hand all up and down her face and just creeps her the fuck out.
Yeah.
Which is basically like, you know,
tell her head up. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's basically telling her to keep her mouth shut. And
she didn't sleep for days, worried about what the hell is coming through the window.
Yeah. It's one of the really kind of few chilling scenes.
Yeah, psycho looking like.
One of the things I was really kind of thought was fucked up though was that he keeps killing people at his mom's house. After his mom dies, and I didn't put it together right away. I'm like, oh, it's that same cobblestone wall out in front of the house.
They showed the same shot of the house at least 3 times.
But to do that, but to remind you without saying it, like he just keeps the house so he can go fucking kill people in.
Right.
I was like, you fucking sick bastard. And any time he's like, I don't care. If he's 5 feet away from somebody in that movie, and then right, and it's just the two of them in a scene, it's like that's why with the wife, I'm like, he goes upstairs and he only rubs his hand up on her face and shit. But I'm like, well, what is he going to do to this lady? Like, you know, is he really going to?
Well, I kind of knew he didn't kill her because it didn't come up in the newspapers back then when John Connolly got arrested and brought into the whole thing as being, as you know, being more than an FBI agent and. It getting twisted. They didn't say anything about his wife disappearing or anything like that. So I kind of kneue she wasn't going to get killed. But
yeah, well, that's another thing to a real life story.
With that scene,
if you know too much, it's like how much could you be surprised?
Yeah,
really?
like I didn't know anything, so that scene for me it was like at a point in time in the movie where like they were kind of like there was some tension going on at that dinner table between the four of them.
I like that. I like that scene too.
So like, when he goes upstairs. And he's fucking with the wife. I kind of thought maybe this is like the turning point of the movie where he kills this guy's wife, and like that's when the whole thing starts to unravel, kind of maybe.
No, absolutely.
But I like obviously
because it feels like it's at that point where it's a little manufactured. I feel like too because the movie's not really ratcheting up as like I feel like it should be because it's like, oh wait, now these guys are getting closer and closer to getting found out, but I'm not feeling all that tension really ratchet up like I'm used to in a movie like this, you know, which is one of the things I realized it was kind of lacking. But but again, all I can compare it to in my head because I'm so fucking used to seeing it is Goodfellas, which is like, you know, a world of difference in movie making, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, this whole scene with them at the dinner table near the end, where
I liked it when he asked him about the recipe.
That was great. Yeah.
Like this, you know, he's like, you said it's your family's recipe, you know. And but when Steve snapped at the guy, I was like, I don't like to talk. You know, maybe you should, you know, maybe you should learn to live like that, or some. I don't know how he worded it.
Yeah, I forget exactly, but there was a thing where
all of a sudden he was like.
But he made a great analogy, though, man, because he says, you know, you gave up your family's recipe right to me right now. And then by the end of the movie, they all get found out because he's the one that goes...
And he's the one who goes...
He's the first one that rats out.
But from the jump, they paint him as that kind of guy. Because...
He didn't directly ask to be in it with John Connolly either. John Connolly needed him in the beginning, and he was just like, okay.
He rolled with it, and...
One thing I don't think
they... the team together, and he had to... bite the bullet with them.
Mm-hmm. No, just one thing I don't think they did well enough was that, like, they didn't really explain, like, you know, how John Connolly and the guy Morris, like, really got in too deep with that shit. Like, I feel like Connolly and Morris, like, I don't think they really realized, maybe Connolly did, but I don't think Morris realized how deep they were actually in, and, like, you know, how much shit they were actually letting
I don't think Morris realized how much information Connolly was giving Whitey. Yeah. And then when Whitey, there was no real trail of crazy money that he was paying Connolly.
Right.
And when it came out, there was really no real trail. They almost couldn't build a case against him
on that. Yeah.
In real life because they didn't find wads of money anywhere. Like Whitey would say, "Oh, thanks for giving me this," you know. Mm-hmm. So.
He was keeping them supported, but he wasn't probably...
Right. Like,
whether he was stashing that cash or he was only...
Whatever. It wasn't like he was definitely on a payroll until you seen the watch and the rings and the different things change. But even so, when they came down and they picked him up, they didn't find anything in the bank accounts, you know, to say he was actually on the payroll, because Whitey might have been playing him like a fool and not even giving him nothing.
Right. Or just giving him enough to keep him on the hook.
You know, and then the other guy probably didn't want, you know.
The other guy,
but after a while, it was obvious that these people are disappearing, that somebody's telling... Mm-hmm. You know, somebody's telling Whitey who's giving up, who's the rats are.
So, I want to talk about Peter Sarsgaard in this. If you know who Peter Sarsgaard is, he played Brian Halloran, who's the guy at the one point where they're like, he's like, just take the bag of money, take the bag of money. So I knew he was dead right there. Well, I knew something bad was going to happen to that dude because you didn't do much, and they're not letting you take $20,000 in cash in a bag of cash.
Well, I knew he was dead. He was dead as soon as he was getting high in a freaking Chinese restaurant and blew away his fucking buddies.
Well, yeah, that's how we need him too. And it's like this guy's going to be a problem.
As soon as I saw that,
he's a loose cannon like that, right?
He's going to end up dead.
But I loved it because I don't get to see Sarsgaard enough play a weirdo.
Right.
Like he'll play like a guy.
He played a weirdo in Green Lantern.
I was going to say he'll get weirder than that, and corny as fuck. But you know, he plays oddballs, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
He'll play guys that turn out to be the bad guy or something, like later on in the movie. But he doesn't get to play guys with tics and like weird physical.
I never seen him as a killer,
you know what I mean? Yeah, like, you know, and that's what I liked about it. I got to see somebody who I don't normally see.
He should have known. I mean, I think Whitey just seen that he's twitchy and he's
He's a problem. He's
talking like, you want me to kill the guy? You know, the guy who had the highlight thing?
Right.
And I was just like, don't take the fucking...
Yeah, and that guy...
take it and go as far as you can.
Yeah, the Halloran character fucking really, like... Yeah, it was problematic. He just wasn't getting it half the time, too. It's like he had to ask everything 5 times.
Oh, so you want me to kill him?
What do you want me to... Okay.
Like, if there's a wire on him or something, he's specifically...
Yeah, it's actually not... I'm waiting for everybody to say to somebody a lot more, too, in the movies. Right. Are you wearing a wire right now? You're asking me very pointed, specific kinds of questions. It's like, you know... I gave you $30,000. Where did you put it? Like, you know, it's like you might be asking those kinds of things, you know?
I love this guy that played John Martirano, I guess. Martirano. Yeah. How he just walks up on that dude in like the tennis complex. The guy Wheeler shoots him.
Yeah.
He walks away.
Just blows him away. That was a great scene.
Mr. Wheeler.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No silence and no Earl Brown. He's in Preacher.
Yeah, there's a couple of... There's a couple of... They're all like 2 characters, right? That they're heavy-set, dark-haired guys that I kept on like mixing up. Is that just me?
Well, yeah, it's Martirano, and then it's the guy
Rory Cobb and Steve Fleming. Steve Fleming was his second in command right-hand man. And even in Departed, his name was Steve.
Yeah,
that's what made you think that they were basing that about Whitey Bulger.
Yeah, well, they transposed in Departed. They transposed a lot of that into the Boston stuff.
Right.
So. You know, what other scenes? Because there was some really good scenes. I feel like it wasn't this movie that was going to be like...
I'm afraid that I expected a lot. I mean, I don't know what I expected, honestly. I just was hoping for... The way I read the movie, maybe the way I read the information as getting it, I pretty much came up in my head that they're going to do something... They're going to do this thing great, you know what I'm saying? And then it wasn't a bad movie. It was a good movie. I like I said, I watch things for actors, too. I just watch... Sometimes I'll get a movie... Go see a movie just because someone's in it. I want to see how they're playing the role, but I mean, I'm not a director, so I don't know how they could have did it better. I just wanted to see more of the murder scenes or how Whitey got to where he was.
A little bit more of that. I feel like it's another one of these things too, where it's like you don't really. Like, how big is this crew? Like, you guys told me about a big crew, but I only see is 3 guys in a car the whole time. Right. Is this all there really is? And you guys are shaking down.
I didn't see the millions being made from the rackets because they had the vending machines, this and that. There was a lot more he was into. Sure. But they didn't see it. Like, in Departed, he's counting freaking stacks of money all the time.
How do you know that he's got the money to get all these guns to be shipped to the IRA?
You know, I mean, granted, it's like, you know, I could get it on, I could see, like, on the creative side where they're like, all right, well, you know, let's cut out some of the more cliched scenes we don't really need if we're cutting
those are what kept me involved in Departed.
You know,
going around back and somebody with a gun popping him in the
maybe it could have benefited from some of the storytelling elements that we actually saw in Goodfellas, where
Departed, you mean?
No, Goodfellas, maybe because it's like there's a point where Henry Hill, he's like him and his buddies, they're doing well, and you're seeing all that, and you're seeing the money, and there's a narration going on over about telling how things are going. Right. So maybe at the point where they make the alliance, we start seeing more stuff that way. You know, more of a montage.
I'm reading a thing
to build.
You know, I was reading a thing earlier before we started, and it was like one of the points that they made was also that point that I just made. I didn't make that myself about them not having a crew. Like, where's the crew? Mm-hmm. But one of the things this movie doesn't have is like the seductiveness and the humor that Goodfellas or some of these other movies rely on to break the tension.
It was a very
the one scene or two scenes that it might have of humor aren't really played for true humor, because even at the end of that, it's like, well, he's still not goofing on that guy at the rest of the
guy's still dead.
He's still feeling him out, even though it's like, yeah, I'm just kidding with you, much like the Joe Pesci thing, oh, hey, I'm only fucking around. It's like, well, we know that you're not really only fucking around. Like, you're feeling me up. You're sizing me up, or you're letting me know to be on my guard. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't think there was enough of that. Maybe because not enough of that exists in the true story of it all, maybe? I don't know, like, you know, but I feel like it was missing a little bit of that, where it was like,
I just think that maybe a lot of it wasn't even told by Whitey Bulger himself, that there's so much missing because he doesn't rat and he doesn't talk, and you know what I'm saying, and he lived it, so he's not going to give it all up. And some of it's hearsay, or his second in command and third in command telling the stories. I mean,
and I also feel like, you know, the stuff with the Connolly, the agent that was working with him.
I mean, he went away for 10 years.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell you why. Alcatraz and fucking...
Yeah, they just kind of start that up. Like, he's done some time. Okay. That's all you need to know.
No one knows what he did.
I mean, I guess
he did a 10-year stint. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't apply to this.
Mention it. I forget what it was. They do mention it at some point, but it's...
He said somebody opened his fucking mouth. That's what got me 9 years, a 9-year stretch.
Right, but it was for
even
robbery.
If they do,
he mentions it like as for robbery or something.
Yeah, at the beginning, like, he pretty much is fresh out of Alcatraz.
I got caught with this. I didn't rat. I got 9 years. I got caught with this. I didn't get caught doing this. I didn't rat. I got this many years.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, he does kind of rattle it off a little bit.
So, but it's quick.
Yes.
So, I think it was like robbery or something. He didn't give anybody up, and he took the heat for the whole thing and got 9 years.
So, the thing with Connolly, I feel like, is like, you know, they kind of missed a little bit of an opportunity to show him
being
spinning the plates. Well, we're trying to keep that going. Because it seems like all he had to do was just walk into a room every 3 years when somebody was like, hey, what's up with this? And go, oh, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I don't understand how this thing works.
Those FBI agents saw a change in him, too. They're not stupid.
Oh, no, absolutely. But that's my point, is they are stupid. Because
we, the people that are changing from that income from those people you're hanging out with, don't see it. But the people you work with a straightforward
But that's not my point. My point is that, like, why... Like, I would have liked to have seen him struggle with trying to keep up the facade.
They only did a little bit of it when he was copying over
and that's not even with him.
He was copying over informants. He was taking other people's informants' information and putting it in the file.
There was a documentary on the night before on Friday night when the movie came out. I was watching the documentary.
So, you know, they go over that whole thing with the documents and him swapping that shit out.
Right.
But I would have liked to have seen a scene with him fretting that. Like, you know what I mean?
Though, but it's not until after you find out about it.
What do you mean? They don't show you that.
Yes, you do.
They show you
him. They show you him writing over the.
Changing the name on informant and putting them back. He goes,
at that time, you don't realize what
this information was given. 6 weeks ago by so and so.
But it's during that scene that Kevin Bacon is saying that, you know, this information was given to us 6 weeks ago by someone.
Oh, they're cross-cutting?
And then as that's going on, like, you see Joe Edgerton character John Connolly
at the typewriter,
at the typewriter, doing the typewriter.
My fault. But
like, he was taken to fix up, show his
so that's what the point was, that he was getting
Whitey
old shit
covering his
and then writing Whitey's name on it, pretty much.
Because I feel like it was like the only time, like, you saw anything come to a head with that. It was like all he had to do was just kind of walk into the room and to Kevin Bacon's guy. Even though these guys are like, no, I need fucking answers. He's like, I don't know. It's the craziest thing. I don't get it. It's, you know, it's Whitey. We all love Whitey. Whitey's hooking us up. And it's like, that's like good enough for people for another 3 years. And the other thing, too, speaking of the years, is I realized, too, I was in the movie. I was watching like the first half. And I'm like, when is Whitey going to change his jacket? He's been wearing his jacket. There's one black fucking...
1975.
Since the movie started. Since 75.
The brown leather jacket.
The black, it's black. It's black. It's black members only fucking...
Oh, yeah.
Crappy leather one?
Yeah, jacket, whatever it is. But he's rocking it for like 9 years straight. Smelling like a sweaty old man. I'm sure.
Those are the years when you had to fucking...
Well, that was the
slacks.
Well, that was the stuff.
1975, they didn't have the members only. It was the bomber jackets. But
the boots.
And the boots.
All right, so let's wrap it up with these two questions for the movie. Is this Johnny's best performance?
No.
As some are saying.
No, I was hoping it would be when I went to see it.
All right, well...
Listen, I'm saying...
It's excellent.
Can you guys, like, rattle off, like, what you think his best performance? Because I can't, like...
Like a personal opinion?
Because I don't know. Like, I
he was in Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, Edward Scissorhands.
If you ain't seen Edward Scissorhands, he was in that. What other
movie?
I've
seen it, but I didn't like that movie.
You got to remember, he was like coming right from TV at that point. And
but he took
this crazy role.
That was one of his big breaks.
Yeah, it was a big break for him.
Grape
Once he did that,
What's Eating Gilbert Grape? But that was more on Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
He was Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean, Ed Wood.
That's the only thing I can think of.
He played a cross-dressing woman in one movie. I don't know the name of it.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, when he was all drugged up.
Oh my God, so good. That's like a personal favorite. More for me for Benicio del Toro.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, I don't know. That's good.
I don't know if there's another actor that could have done as good a job as capturing Whitey.
Yeah.
Well, let me see here.
You know what I'm saying?
I got some trivia for the movie.
Because I tell you,
and at one point, Guy Pearce. Do you know who Guy Pearce is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guy on fucking. Who's Guy Pearce? The one on.
I'm trying to think of what the hell he was in besides Iron Man 2 or. That's good enough.
Guy Pearce as an actor?
Yes,
okay, so it ain't the guy on Who's Got Talent or
No.
Guy Pearce.
Well, anyway, Guy Pearce was up for the role at one point, but he dropped out. He was cast as Bill Bulger. So that's the
Benedict Cumberbatch guy.
Right, that's the brother. My fault. But Johnny Depp was in and out a few times on this. I forget who they actually were also talking about.
No, Johnny had a problem going to see him in jail and trying to meet him and trying to get his...
Johnny tried
to vibe. Yeah, he goes
multiple
that far.
times, and Whitey refused to see him. Johnny Depp says this is his favorite out of all the films he's done. Well, of course, isn't every actor's current thing their favorite thing? But he said that he actually watched this one. Johnny Depp usually doesn't watch his own movies. He has a hard
saw that
time.
on Jimmy Kimmel. Actually.
Yeah, he has a hard time watching himself. And he said actually, at the director's behest, he went back inside. During the production, the real-life John Connolly's accessory to murder conviction was overturned.
He didn't get 40 years, John Connolly. They said he got 40 years or something like that.
Yeah, it was overturned.
He came out.
Yeah, that might have been his original conviction.
His original conviction was that serious. Then he fought it and had to fight it and beat it. Try to beat it down. Because as long as the government drains you financially, and as long as you ain't really kill nobody, they'll let you get off. Especially, they can ruin your reputation as an FBI agent and everything.
Yeah, well, it's all that kind of crap. So
do I think Johnny? Johnny played a crazy performance. I'll bet. I'm willing to bet he's up for an Oscar on it.
Well, that's the next thing. Ed, it was one of the last emails, really. We're going to wrap with it, but Ed had sent that in an email for this week. Do we think that Johnny can get an Oscar nomination, and could he actually win?
I think so.
I think he'll get a nomination.
Yeah,
I think whether or not he'll win is always up.
We'll have to come back on that. I think we'll have to see what other movies come out.
That's what I was going to say. Right now, I think he's the winner because I personally haven't seen anything else that was better.
Yeah, and I don't know where else he could be.
No, but we still got the movies for this.
But just remember, he did not even look like Johnny Depp. His talk, his manner, he engulfed it. He took it over.
I think if I remember this,
so rigid, it's just the manner.
Johnny in his own home life personality is just this cigarette smoking,
hippie, Frenchy,
frippy,
swagger.
Yeah, no,
possible.
He definitely.
He freed the other killers, the kid killer. What are they? The kid killers. He went.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll get back to that later.
I don't know which political thing Johnny got
political.
It was just some local. I know he's one of these guys who likes to save people from
two or three teenagers that were into goth and all that actually killed a kid or something. They didn't do it.
Oh, it was a trial thing,
and he went, and they actually were in jail 15 years.
Yes.
He helped fight to get a new representation and all that.
Right. I do remember hearing about that.
You can edit that out.
Well, Well, in that case,
he's a weirdo in essence.
I didn't think we did politics on here.
Well, we usually don't, but that wasn't politics.
Okay. But, and I'll keep Donald Trump out of it.
That's fine. Your boy, not mine. So, folks, I think that kind of brings us to the end of this thing here, this little trip, this little journey that we like to take every week with you. Thanks for listening. Thanks to Brother Tom for coming on the show.
Thank you. You're welcome. I'm going to miss it next week. I might have to come and crash.
It's all right. You can just listen to this one over and over and over. All right, folks, if you want to get a hold of us, podcast at wickedtheory.com. You can follow Dom on Twitter at Dom_Torre, Torre. You can follow me at
Wicked Theory.
Thank you. Okay, and anything else?
That's it for me, man.
That's it. Next week we're going to do Fall TV. Check it out. Bob, take us out of here.
I ain't panicked. I've been here before. Same as when I got popped on 4th Street. Don't take me to no hospital, please. Fucking emergency rooms don't save nobody. Some bitches always pop you at midnight when all they got is a Chinese intern with a dull spoon.